Hello, beautiful soul. If you have been putting off creating a Gmail account, today's your lucky day because I'm going to simplify it step by step for you so it does not feel intimidating. Today, we're going to learn together how to create your personal free Gmail account, how to send and receive emails, how to attach files, and how to navigate your inbox with confidence. So, if you are ready, let's dive in.
I am sharing my screen where I am not logged into any profile or anything. Only thing I did was I opened up my browser and I went to google.com. And the reason I know I'm not logged in is because here it says guest. Sometimes it doesn't even say anything. It would just like have a blank little profile person here. And then you would have the option to sign in. So when you see the option to sign in, that means you're not logged in with any profile. Let me just compare that to a different one where I am logged in. So if I compare this to this browser window, even though I'm still at google.com, but here I am logged in. I am logged in with my personal email. And the reason I know this is because when I hover my mouse over this little icon in the top right, it's going to show me my email address. That's how you know if you're logged into a profile or not logged into a profile. So because we're creating a brand new account, I am just starting with not being logged into any accounts. And over here, you are going to get the option either to sign in or create a new Gmail. And let me just back up for a second. So, Gmail is a free email service through Google. Once you sign up for a Gmail, you also can use Google Forms, Google Docs, Google Drive, and a whole bunch of other Google products. So I recommend getting your own personal email using Gmail if you have no email whatsoever. Why do you want to get an email? If you want to do any sort of online shopping or if you want to sign up for programs, anything you want to do online, you essentially need an email address for it. If you're doing business online, for the most part, you want to have your own domain connected to your email and not just have a free Gmail because a business domain, business address will make your email look more professional and more legitimate. If you're just using Gmail, that is fine for personal reasons. And if you're just testing out a new idea or something like that, it may be fine. But once you're ready to really start a business and all of that, I highly recommend getting a Google Workspace account, which is not a free account. So just wanted to differentiate that there are a few different options available. And if you do go down the path of getting a paid Google email, Google Workspace account, you get some additional bells and whistles that you don't get in a free Gmail account. But today, what I'm going to show you is a personal free Gmail account so anybody can get started and create one for themselves. Okay, so when I'm here, I'm going to click on Gmail. When I come here, it gives me the option. It says, do you want to sign in or do you want to create an account? The very first time when you're creating a new account, of course, you're going to click on create an account. Later on, when you come back, you can always just sign in. And when you are signing up, today I'm showing you a personal account. I'm not showing you the work one. If you want to do that, either book a one-on-one call with me. I can certainly help with stuff like that, getting your workspace account set up. Because the way Google guides you to do it, I don't necessarily agree with that because they want to put you in a higher tier, which costs more money. I want you to just start with the starter plan and all that. I'm not going to get into that today. I'm just going to go for a personal free Gmail account. So I'm going to click on for my personal use. And right here is asking for the first name. So I am actually going to create this account for my mom on her behalf because I know that she needs a new email and I am going to create one for her. So I will just fill it in with her info. Okay. I'll enter her date of birth. On the next screen, it is giving us a few options. It says, do you want the email to be this name, which is basically like a random name, or this, or create your own. I'm going to just go for create my own because I don't really like either one of those two. If you get a few options that you really like, you could just go with that. I'm just going to create my own and I'm going to try. I want to actually try just like that, see if it takes it without a number or something. Let's see if it's possible. No, it's already taken. Okay. I'm going to try the F786. That's also taken. Okay. I don't like associating a year with it or something because then eventually it may look outdated. Like if I say 2026, 5 years from today, it's going to look a little outdated or whatever. So I don't really like using that. I'm going to pick something else. Okay. Let's see. What else could I try? I'm going to just do, let's see if that, Atia is a blessing at gmail.com. Let's see if that's available. Wouldn't that be a cool email? I think that would be a cool email. Let's see if it's available. All right, that's available. Okay, so after I did that, now I can create a password and it's gonna give me the rules. It's right now not telling me what the password needs to be. It's giving me some guidance over here on the left. It's saying create a strong password with a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols. So I am going to do, hopefully I typed in the same one in both boxes. I better write this down too. Give me 1 second because that'd be pretty bad if I forgot. I have a password manager that I use. I will put it in there after the. Okay, so I will enter my phone number for this one. Okay, so it is sending me a code. Okay, so it's telling me that it sent a code to my phone number. So I just pulled it up on my phone and I entered the code and I'm hitting next. Okay, so now it's saying recovery email. What do you want the recovery email to be? So in case you ever lose your password, you need to reset your password, or you just cannot log in, there always needs to be a recovery email. I know that in some instances, Google lets you create an account without a recovery email. I do not recommend that because if you ever forget your password or something, you pretty much lose your Gmail forever if you don't have another way to recover that. So always enter another email that you trust. It could be your own, or it could be somebody else's, like a child or a sibling or somebody or a husband or wife or something like that. So I'm just going to use my personal one as a recovery email for this one. I'll just go with that. And now it says Atia is a blessing at gmail.com. What a beautiful email address. I surprise myself sometimes with the things I do. So I'm going to write this down at gmail.com. So just like that, we have successfully created a free email account. We gave it the first name, last name, a little bit more information, created the Gmail, picked the password, and I'm going to hit next on here. Okay, so now it's giving me the privacy and terms. So please give it a read, at least a quick glance at it, because it's telling you how your data is going to be stored and used and all of that good stuff. So it is a good idea to just quickly read it, what it says. Once you are ready, click on I agree. And it says confirm personalization. If you turn on personalization, it's going to give you some web settings and all of that using your information that you provide. I'm going to just say confirm. That's fine. Personalize it. That's okay. Okay. So what it has done is after it created the account, it has placed me inside the Gmail. So going forward, if I ever want to access this inbox, all I have to do is open up a browser and I could just go directly to gmail.com and it'll bring me here. It may ask me to log in. Sometimes it may not. Other times I can also, another way you can also access it is by going to google.com. When you go here in the top right corner, you can either sign in. There was previously an option to sign in, or if you ever need to get to Gmail, you can click right here. Or if you ever are looking for some other application within your Google applications, you can always click on this little waffle and you will see all the things. So you can have your own Google Drive now. You can have your own Google Calendar. You can also have a Google Meet where you can meet, have like an online meeting with other people. You can create Google Sheets, which is spreadsheets, just like Excel spreadsheets and things like that. You can have Google Slides, which is presentation slides and things like that. And all of that is pretty easy and simple to use. It's not that complicated. Little by little, if you just keep coming back to these trainings every Tuesday, in like 20 or 30 minutes, I'm going to be tackling one of these whenever we're talking about the topic of Google. So if you just keep coming back, you'll learn all of this little by little with me as well. Okay. So going back to, I'm going to close this tab. I'm going to close this tab. I'm going back over here, back in the email. When I'm logged in over here, I see this little exclamation mark over here in the top right. I'm just going to check that out because it's saying that Google has an important account alert. You want to pay attention to that because sometimes they might be missing something or they want you to provide a little bit more information. So please pay attention to that. Even if your account is trying to be hacked or whatever, Google is going to send you some alerts and things like that for that as well. So please pay attention to that. Don't ignore it. I'm going to click on it. I want to see what it's saying. It says you could lose access to Gmail. A recovery phone will help if you forget your password. So it's saying, do you want to add a recovery phone number? I'm going to say sure, add a recovery phone number. And I'm going to just add my phone number and I am adding a phone number and that's it. After I've added the phone number, after I added it, I just hit the back button and it just took me here. I don't need to have this window open anymore. And I close this and just like that, it's actually showing me that the exclamation mark is gone. I am inside my Google inbox and life is good. Okay. When you're here on the left, you're going to see the option to compose an email. That means you can write a new email, create a new email. Inbox is where all the emails are going to come in. Starred is anytime you have marked a message important. If you star a message, if you quickly want to get to it in your inbox, you can actually just click on this and it'll show you all the important messages that you've marked. I'm going to skip over snooze. Don't worry about that just yet. We'll come back to it. That's like an advanced topic. Your sent box is going to show all the emails that you have sent from your email, right? All the ones that you've sent. It always puts a copy of that in your email also. So you can always see what was something that you sent, if it even got sent. If it didn't get sent or something, you'll be able to tell that they didn't receive it. Under drafts is if you started a message, started composing a message, but did not hit the send button, it'll place that message in the draft. So if somebody says they didn't receive an email, chances are when you hit the send button, it didn't go through or it got saved but not sent. So if it's saved, it'll be under your draft. So that's also another thing. Purchases, don't worry about that just yet. Skip over that. I clicked on the more button and now it's showing me even more stuff. There is something called important. I think this is Google marking some things important automatically. I don't think that's the one we control, but I'm not 100% sure about that. We'll look at that another time. Don't worry about schedule just yet either. That's also an advanced topic. All mail is later on, even if you create folders and things like that, if you click on all mail, it's going to show you all the emails in one place. Spam is where Google automatically marks some things as spam, like it thinks it's junk email or something, or it's spam, and send them here. So if somebody is sending you an email and you're not receiving it, chances are it ended up in your spam folder. So just check your spam folder and mark it not spam or say it's safe, and then it'll put it in your inbox that time and going forward after that. Trash is anytime you are deleting a message that you're done with, you're like, I don't need it, I read it, I'm done. You can delete a message, it'll place it in the trash can for 30 days. After 30 days, it'll automatically delete it forever. So just know that. Don't worry about managing subscriptions yet. Don't worry about managing labels and create the new labels and all that just yet. Okay. We're back in the inbox. I see one message in the inbox. This message is from Google. It is basically the first message it has sent saying recovery phone was changed or added. So Google is emailing you to let you know that for your account, a recovery phone number was added. Okay, every once in a while, you're going to see stuff going into promotions. Like I was saying, spam is one place where if Google thinks it's junk mail, it'll place it there. Sometimes if Google thinks it's totally promotional stuff, marketing stuff, promotional stuff, it'll put it in the promotions tab. So it actually, look at that. Anytime anybody has like sponsored paid ads or something like that that are hitting your inbox, that's where they go. And if it's something related to social media, sometimes Instagram ones would go here, sometimes TikTok messages will go here, things like that. So sometimes Google is automatically scanning, filtering, and placing things in different places. So these tabs are different than these folders on the left. Just know that they both are available and you may have to look in a couple of places if you're not finding something you're looking for. Get additional protection against phishing. I'm going to say no thanks to this for now. Okay, so this is what my inbox is going to look like. Let's compose our first email together. I'm going to send an email to my personal email by clicking on compose on the left. And I'm saying, okay, send an email to timmy@gmail.com. And I'm going to tell her something. Hi, let's have lunch at 2 p.m. on Friday. Something like that, right? Are you available? And then I'm saying from my name, Timmy. I will later on in another session show you how to set up your beautiful, pretty looking signature where you can have your own little picture and even anything else you want to include as part of that. You can do all that. So it's actually giving me anytime you write something and it gives you little squiggly lines at the bottom below the thing, below the word, that means it's giving you a hint, like it's giving you a suggestion that you can make it better. So Google saw that I had ... So it says when you're starting a new sentence, you can't start it with the lowercase a for R. So it's saying, do you want to make it uppercase? I can just switch it by clicking on that. That's totally available. And it says easily switch between different signatures. Yeah. So we have not set up a signature yet, but later on in another session, I'll show you how to do that also. Okay. So that's it. You just click on send and this is going to send the email. Please note there were 3 things I added to this email. First was the email address of the person I want to email to, then a subject line. A subject line is what's going to show up right here when they receive the email, right? Something like that, that they see what the email is about, then the actual body of the email. And then at the end, I just added a little signature on here and that's it. I'm going to hit send. Okay. So once I have sent the email, it's going to also, it's not showing up in my inbox. It went to this Timmy Ilias person, right? And in my inbox, it's going to place a copy in my sent folder. So I can see that I sent Timmy Ilias an email today at 2:22 p.m. and it was sent, right? So that's all I get. So now I am going to the inbox now from my phone. Okay, so I received an email from Atya. The heading was hello. Let me actually see if I can also show you. Okay. So here's the email that I received in my inbox. The subject line was hello. It's coming from Athiya Khanam, the new email. And there's a message. And Google is actually so nice. Google is actually saying you can actually reply with this suggested. I can do whatever available time if you confirm that. If I just click on this, Google's actually going to write this message for me. Google's so smart. Now this is me as a recipient of this message, right? So now this is Timmy Ilias responding. I'm actually going to minimize this for a second so we're not confusing it. Okay. So I'm replying. I'm saying, hi, Athiya, I can do, I forget what time I said. I can do 2 p.m. on Friday. Oh, I should have labeled that one that it came from Athiya and not Timmy. Ha, that would have been nice, but it's okay. I can do whatever I want, right? So I can say T Ilias. There we go. To differentiate. Okay, so this is now me responding to and I'm hitting send. This message is sent. And now let's see, what did Athiya get in her inbox? Okay, so this is Athiya's inbox. The reason I know this is because in the top right, I see this. Okay, so check this out. It says there is a new email from Timmy, which is in response. This is a response, right? But what I don't like, this is like a new way Google does this, where it has nested the messages. So if I open it, it's going to show the original message Athiya sent and then the response that Timmy sent. Just imagine if you keep going back and forth on this, you're going to see multiple messages and sometimes it feels confusing, like, the whole chain, like what's the latest message and all that. So there is a way to fix it, which I like. So I'm going to just show you that. You are going to click on this little settings icon in the top right corner. And if you go here, you are going to say, just turn off conversation view. That's what that is. So email threading is, where it shows one, like the same messages about the same topic together. If you just turn off the conversation view, it's going to say it's going to reload. Yeah, sure. Reload the inbox. And it gave all this options. We don't need that. Close that. Okay, here we go. So now it only has that one message from Timmy Ilias in my inbox. It doesn't have the thread. If I open this, it's going to show the response and then it'll have the original message in the body of that at the bottom. So you can tell this is the latest message. So the top one will always be the latest message that you receive. Okay. So that's how you send a message. That's how you receive a message. So if I want to attach a picture or a file or something, so I can attach a file by clicking on the little paper clip at the bottom, and it's going to open up all my files in the browser over here, and I can browse to the file. I can browse to under downloads. I can go to the file. Let's say my child was working on something. He created a resume. I can include that. This picture is, he's so handsome. Okay, I'll just take his picture. Okay, I'll attach this, right? So I'm going to just click on this file and I'm going to click on open. So now what this is going to do, it's actually going to attach this file from my computer into the email and I can send it. So it's physically taking that file from your computer and it's adding it to the email and sending it. Google is pretty lenient with the size of the file. Eventually, if it's too big of a file, like if you're trying to send a video file or something, it may get blocked, it may not go through. But, normal like pictures and images and things like that, they're typically fine. Okay, you can click on the send button and it'll send this message to Timmy Ilias with this picture attached to it. I will show you that in just a second. You can also click on the down arrow over here and you can do schedule send. So if you're like later, like if you're thinking, oh, I want to send this, but not right at this minute, I want to send it later on, you can actually pick a date and time. So I'm going to click this and I'm going to say, okay, what is today? June 23rd, but don't send it just yet. Send it 5:29 p.m., 5:30 p.m., let's say. And then you can just schedule send, and then it'll put it in the scheduler. It'll send it at 5:30 p.m. your time to this person.
Congratulations, my friend. You are now tech smart. You have figured out how to create your own Gmail account and send and receive emails. That's a big deal. Remember, you don't have to master technology all at once, just small steps in that direction. Every little bit helps. And if you enjoyed today's video, I know that you're going to love being in the Zoom room with me where we learn tech live together. So if you want to join me, grab the link below. If this training was helpful to you, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss future tech tutorials with me. I would love to see you at one of my future trainings live if you can. May peace and blessings be with you.